I'm a single mom of 2 daughters, 10 and 4. Last summer I used a website called Swimply. It's a site that allows people to rent their pools to others by the hour. I used it twice and never had a problem. But me and my girls recently moved, so when I wanted to take the girls swimming again, I had to find different people to rent from. There wasn't many places to choose from this time, so the one I booked had a nice pool, but unfortunately did not have a bathroom by the pool. Unlike the other ones I rented from, if you needed to use the restroom, you had to go inside the pool owner's home. I really didn't want to do that because renting a pool is one thing, but going inside a stranger's home feels a little weird. But this was the best option available. When the girls and I got there, it was just as advertised. Big pool with a diving board and lots of floaties and toys. We were greeted by an older lady named Grace, who was extremely nice. She told us the rules, and if we needed to use the restroom, it was through a side door in the garage. We chatted for a bit, then tells me she's going to run some errands, and that if we need anything, just ask for her son Davey, who's inside. Her son never came out to greet us, but we saw him later. I brought my Bluetooth speaker, snacks, drinks. The girls and I were having a great time, but about an hour in is when I think I saw her son. I glanced over to the house and noticed a man peeking through the blinds staring at us. When I stared back, he quickly ducked behind the blinds. He had big, thick glasses on, appeared to be in his late 30s, and probably was because Grace looked at least 60. This was a little creepy. Normally I wouldn't care, as long as we kept our distance, but now I needed to use the restroom. The window he was peeking through was just above the garage. I didn't think anything would happen, since this place had a 5-star review online. When I walked into the garage, it was completely cluttered with boxes stacked to the ceiling. The light switch in the garage didn't work. I was only able to see by leaving the door to the outside open. I maneuvered my way around the boxes to the bathroom, closed the door, and locked it. Thankfully, the bathroom light worked. As I was doing my business, I ever so slightly could hear the door handle budge. It was as if someone was checking to see if it was locked without being noticed. I called out, "Hello? Hello?" Maybe I was wrong, but I thought I heard something. When I left the bathroom, nobody was there, and everything seemed normal. Once I got back to the pool, I looked at the house and saw the creepy perv again, peeking through the blinds. Just as before, he quickly hides as he notices that I'm onto him. What freaks me out was the thought that he might have gone down to the garage and tried to come into the bathroom knowing I'm in there. The most disturbing thing that entered my mind was when he was looking out the window. Was he staring at me or my daughters? Now that my guard is up, I continuously keep looking over to the house. I decided if I see him again, I'm going to do something about it. I wasn't sure what, but I couldn't be putting my girls in a situation that I'm uncomfortable with. I continued to play with my girls, and we were having a good time. 30 minutes goes by, and I don't see him once. I was putting my youngest on my shoulders, seeing how far I could throw her. I must not have noticed that my oldest had gotten out of the pool and started walking towards the garage to use the bathroom. I spot her 15 feet away from the garage. I instantly yell out, "Sarah!" She stops and turns around. "What?" she says. Before I can reply, the door to the garage pushes open. Oh my God, is he right behind the door waiting for her? I tell her to get back in the pool. She reluctantly follows orders because she says she has to pee really bad. When she comes back, I tell the girls that we're leaving immediately. Upset that we were going home early, and Sarah telling me that she really has to pee. I told her to get in the pool and pee. Kind of shocked I'm telling her this. I tell her again in my serious mom voice, and she follows directions without any questions. As we were going down the long driveway, Grace was pulling in. We both came to a stop next to each other and rolled down our windows. "You leaving so soon?" she says. I explained to her why we were leaving. She then says, "Listen, Davey wouldn't do anything. Davey has special needs. He's 38 years old and has been living with me his entire life. He wouldn't harm a fly. I felt a little taken aback by this. I didn't know what to say to her. Was I wrong here? Was I blowing this out of proportion? All the signs seemed to justify my paranoia. I don't think my instincts were wrong. If my gut is telling me something, I'm not going to ignore it, especially if my kids are involved. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. In the summer between my junior and senior year in high school, I was able to have a pool party at my neighbor's house. My neighbor Bill was pretty chill, laid-back guy in his 30s and said he was going out of town for a week, and if I wanted to use his pool, as long as I kept it clean, I could. That sounded like a fair deal to me. The summers can be brutal here in Southern Oregon. At least to me it is. Quite a few days in the hundreds. I was so excited to tell my friends and invite them over, because not many people around here have a pool at their house. I told everyone to use the side gate and go around back. Come over at 6 p.m. That was the hottest time of the day, and we would swim until around midnight. The first night was so much fun. Everyone had a great time. My friends asked to go inside the house, but I said no. I wanted to respect my neighbor and his generosity. The doors were locked anyway, so if we needed to use the bathroom, we would just go in the bushes or go to my house if need be. The second night of the pool party, at 11 p.m., I noticed the curtain in the upstairs bedroom were closed. This was odd because I could have swore those were open, along with the rest of the curtains throughout the house. I brushed it off because I might be remembering wrong, and it's not like I could get inside and check it out, nor would I want to. On the third night, when I got to the pool, I now see all the curtains in the house are closed. I then messaged my neighbor on Facebook to ask if he's invited a friend or family member inside the house. He doesn't respond. My friends show up and we begin enjoying the pool like the previous nights. I check my phone every 10 minutes to see if he's messaged me back. Still nothing. 10 o'clock rolls around, and it's completely dark except for the pool lights. I'm sitting down on a poolside chair talking with my friend Sean, when I see through the sliding glass door into the house. There's a slight opening where the door curtains meet. I see what looks like the beam of a flashlight. I jump up and tell Sean someone's inside the house. He looks over and sees the light too. Our demeanors alert the rest of our friends. We both slowly walk over to the door. We don't see the flashlight anymore. Standing 5 feet away from the window, the reflection of the pool light makes it difficult to see. We then see a vague shadow of a face peeking through the two curtains. Unsure what we're looking at, the flashlight turns on, directly illuminating the face of a bony, pale, zombie-looking man. Sean and I, then followed by the rest of our friends, jump back and yell as all 10 of us go running back through the side gate over to my house. I take out my phone to call the police. I notice I have a message from Bill. The message says, "No, why?" That's my proof someone's broken into his house. When the police arrive, they break into one of the windows and come out with the man I saw before in handcuffs. I got Bill on the phone telling him what's going on. The police talked to him as well. When the house was searched, it only appeared that this man was living in it while Bill was gone. It turns out this guy went to high school with Bill, and they were friends on Facebook. They weren't actual friends in real life. Bill hadn't spoken to him since high school, and when Bill left for vacation, he posted himself at the airport and how long he would be gone for. And this down-on-his-luck man took advantage to have a roof over his head for a week. We've all posted things online before. Sometimes people can take advantage of it. This last summer, I heard about Swimply. It's basically an Airbnb for swimming pools by the hour. And when the weather became so hot, I wanted to treat my two sons, Marcus 11 and Jerome 6, to a fun day in a private, refreshing pool. The place I booked not only had a beautiful pool area, there was also a big yard with a setup where you could play cornhole and disc golf. I didn't tell my boys where we were going. I just told them to bring their swimsuits. When we arrived, their excitement made it all worth it. I work so much, and as a single mom, it's difficult to find time to do fun things such as this. What made this experience even better was the owner of the pool, Thomas. He was so nice and welcoming, and might have saved my son's life. The property that we were on was about 10 acres surrounded by thick forest, with the pool and yard games up near the tree line. We were really enjoying our time. After lots of swimming, I just wanted to close my eyes and lay out in the sun. As I dozed off, Marcus continued to swim, and my youngest Jerome went to check out the cornhole and disc golf. This is the part where I feel I failed as a parent. Because I wasn't paying attention, Jerome was in danger. I became aware of the situation because of Thomas. I heard him storm out of his house yelling, "Hey, stop right there." I wake up thinking one of my boys did something, but I see Thomas walking towards the cornhole game holding the shotgun. I sprint over to see what the hell is going on. Jerome is at the edge of the forest, standing next to some man holding a sharp stick. I yell for Jerome to come to me. He was terrified by mine and Thomas's reaction, but Jerome came running into my arms. As I'm crying, holding Jerome, Thomas is staring at the man, pointing his shotgun right at him. I don't know where he came from. He must have came from out of the woods. What the hell did he want? Thomas directs him to put down his sharpened stick. The man just looks at us with a 1,000-yard stare. The eeriness of this man gave me goosebumps. Thomas pumps the shotgun. The man is unfazed. He looks over at Thomas and says something I will never forget. In a calm, soft voice, he says, "Do what thou wilt." We both were left speechless by how and what he said. The creepy man then turned around and walked deep into the woods. I almost wanted Thomas to pull the trigger, but I was grateful my baby was okay. We called the police and filed a report. They searched through the woods but didn't find anything. I was forever thankful for Thomas. His awareness and bravery is the reason Jerome is with me today. I still keep in contact with him as I consider him a friend. At the time, I didn't know what "do what thou wilt" meant. But from a little research, it's something that came about in the early 1900s from an occult. Was this man in a cult? Was he going to do some type of cult ritual with my son? To me, the mantra sounds like, do whatever you want without any thought. No regret, no remorse, no empathy. It seems like this is where evil thrives. My son might have been sacrificed if it weren't for a hero like Thomas.